Welcome back to Rebuilding the Rams, guys. It's our second full offseason video because just now, Florida beat Texas Tech in the Natty. Not surprised, Duke made the Final Four because they are just insane in simulations here. And that means after Texas Tech went 16-0 to beat Oregon last year, they lost to Florida. Hey, we did make history though in the Pac-12 Conference Championship game, 33-3, man, that's incredible. But here we go, end of season, let's upgrade our coach skills. We are still balancing between being a recruiter and a motivator because we haven't signed 2 top 5 classes, so we can't do much of the elite recruiter stuff. Let's go all in on offensive linemen. They now get a training boost this offseason, guys. I am so excited to do some manual progression with y'all. But first, let's see who's leaving. And this is not good, guys. Zabian Brown and Colton Hood, 2 transfers that came in last year, both want to leave because of playing style. I just don't understand, guys. Of course, Justin Marshall wants to leave as well. We kind of saw that coming. And then honestly, everybody else isn't that good. Definitely lost some guys for graduation. Jeremiah Wilson, a stud. Jordan Faison, it was great while it lasted. Well, we got lucky last year trying to persuade Justin Marshall. Let's try it one more time, this time with Zabian Brown and Colton Hood. Can we persuade them? No. How about Colton Hood? Can we persuade him? No. I think we get one more shot. Back for Justin Marshall. Do we have a shot to keep him? Justin Marshall's back for his senior year. Oh my goodness, I hate having to persuade this guy every single year. And then I'm going to try and persuade Greg Moffitt if I can because he has an impact dev trait. We failed there. Okay, so Justin Marshall and Edmari Binion are both staying. But other than that, we are losing 17 players, including all 3 of our elite corners that we brought in last year, guys. I don't know what to do there. I just don't understand why they came here if their playing time or playing style deal breaker was good enough to come here. Why wasn't it good enough to stay here? Either way, we are ranked in the offseason, guys. That is sick. Here we go. Let's keep the momentum going and do some recruiting. Here's where things currently sit. 5-star gem, committed. 4-star gem, committed. Dylan Ragnow is going to commit this week. We're going to do a soft sell. And that makes up 3 out of our 4 allowed elite guys. Remember, I put out a poll at the start of the season, how many elite guys we're allowed to get. You said up to 4. So 4 or 5-star players, we can only have 4 of them. This should be 3 right here. We can have 1 more. Hopefully it's going to be a high impact transfer. Can we go after any? There's no 5-star transfers. Wow. Bryce Underwood on the transfer portal though. But look at us. We are a top option for multiple 4-stars. So you know what we ought to do? If we could only go after one of these guys, let's scout them all and let's see who is actually best. 730 hours to work with. I want to scout Michael Hawkins Jr. He's a pure runner. Playing style is his deal breaker, which makes me a little nervous. But man, look at how good he is. If I could go after one guy, I think Michael Hawkins Jr. might be that guy, dude. He will step in, and I know Darius Curry and Tyler Chambers are good football players. This guy is a great football player. 90 throw power, accuracy still stays high, 93 acceleration, 90 speed, 91 throw on the run, dude. He could be special. Now, these are all junior transfers. I wish they were sophomore transfers. Charlie Collins is a sophomore transfer. Is he any good? I mean, I guess that's pretty good for a defensive end. So let's go all in here. And if we lost all 3 of our superstar corners, 96 speed for Jalen Braxton, 81 man coverage, 86 zone. We're going all in on him. And obviously we can't land all 3 of these guys, but maybe, just maybe, we could land a couple of them. I don't know. We'll leave the rest of the guys on the board for now. Wait, Zabian Brown? We're 4th on the interest. He just left. He literally just left. What? Gosh, that's so annoying. So our playing style grade is bad enough for him to leave, but it's good enough for him to maybe come back? Why do we have to fight for Zabian Brown again, dude? That's silly. I would argue that this doesn't count as an elite player because it's our own guy, but that's okay, guys. Okay, we can only take up to like 20 players this year. This should be 2, that's 3, 4 and 5 there, hopefully 6 there, 7 and 8, hopefully, 9, because we're gonna get one of these 2 elite players, 10 and 11 there. So we could get 7 or 8 more guys. So let's look at the portal, and knowing that we have to go after 3 stars. Also, do we see all 3 stars on here? If 1251 is the best 2-star and 126 is the best 3-star, we're not gonna see everybody because this will only show 6 600 players. That means it'll show 126 to like 7 something. So we're not going to see everybody on this board right here. So let's look up top and see what we need. We are still clearly short on offensive line help, and we're short on linebacker help. So that's what I think we need to go after, which means we should go 3 stars, minimum pipeline level of a 2, and let's see if this brings back a limited amount of people. It does. So there's a lot of people that are really interested in us. Like I said, we need linebacker help and we need O-line help, but you guys know me. I love getting linebackers from the safety position. Okay, guys, we added a ton of transfers to this list here. I know I usually go all in on people, but for now, what we're going to do is cast a really wide net with all these different players. At the end of the day, I don't know who is going to go after these guys, right? At this point, if you're on the board, you're going to get a scholarship, except for Xavier Brown, because I wish I was allowed to just go after him. Guys, does it count? Does it count if I go after him? I don't feel like it counts. We're going after our own player. I'm going to do it, okay? I know we all agreed 4 elite players, but I think that's 4 new elite players. I feel like that's a fair workaround. And honestly, I think we're just gonna have to spread 10 hours around pretty much everywhere. And like I said, we're gonna have to just react quickly next week on how this recruiting goes. Now, the last time I was in the offseason, the visits patch was not there yet. So I do expect visits to work in the offseason. Alrighty, guys, week 1 of transfer portal recruiting in the book. Oh, and did our guy get drafted? Did Jeremiah Wilson get drafted? 2nd round pick. Let's go, buddy. Good for you. David Ragnow, there is our 4th and final, actually no, that's our 3rd elite commit. We have room for 1 more and a slot for Xavier Brown because he was already on my team and I refused to get my mind changed on that. But man, Oregon really wants our guy. But look at this. Look at this. Do we go after Jalen Braxton or do we go after Michael Hawkins? I don't think we go after Charlie Collins as much as I wish I could. So let's take the 50 hours off of him because I'm pretty confident our 4th and final elite player is going to be either Braxton or Hawkins. I think a game-changing quarterback could just totally revamp the entire program. So let's get Hawkins with a playing style deal breaker. That right there. Hopefully visits work now. And can we hard sell? Coach prestige, conference prestige, and it was playing style. Oh, not a playing style deal breaker, guys. I hope that doesn't mean he's gonna leave after 1 season like all the other playing style corners we got. Okay, could be that. Conference prestige and playing style. Oh, it could be multiple things. Okay, we need a soft sell. For Braxton, do we keep recruiting? I think we do, honestly. We don't know what he wants though. So we're gonna soft sell something with playing style that it could be. It could be that. It also could be this. Let's soft sell that. It's probably the best one available. And again, we're not going to land Braxton if we can land the QB Hawkins. Dang, and I wish we could go after this guy. We're going to have to revoke our scholarship to this 4-star Colin Gill. All right, at this point, it's all about allocating these resources where the battles are actually happening. Jason Mitchell. Well, we could just take him off the board, actually. I think there's probably still plenty of players that are available. Let's bump Mason Ferguson up to 50. Bump Elijah Walton up to 50. Markel Lanier, we'll bump up to 35. I actually don't think I have enough hours to do 50 for everybody. Alex Adebayo, man, Navy's going after all our guys. Let's wait and see. Let's see what the 3-star market looks like for free safeties and strong safeties. Are there people with no offers? Dude, there's plenty. Oh my goodness. Okay, so we could take off one guy that somebody else is going after heavy. Like this guy, Jason Mitchell. I know he's just a freshman, but we don't need to go after him. It's still too early in the transfer portal recruiting process to be fighting for these guys, especially when there are other 3-star recruits that are interested in us. So let's look at our board, reset ourselves a bit. We have plenty of secondary members that will go play outside linebacker, so I feel good there. We have 5 offensive linemen on the board. We need 6. We're short there. So let's target offensive linemen with no offers for these final 2 slots here. Jacob Anderson, a transfer junior, and holy smokes, Caden Massey, 6'8", transfer sophomore. Okay, so real quick, let's make sure everybody that needs a scholarship gets one. Great. And let's go by recruiting stage to make sure that everybody still looks good here. So that's fine. That's fine. I like this. Reese could probably use more than just 10 hours at this point. We'll bump him up to 35. Braxton, Xavier Brown, and Hawkins, we are in battles for. Good. I feel good there. I feel good here. Okay, there's a lot of guys that we have not cracked the top 8 with, which makes me nervous because if anybody in that top 8 decides, hey, we want to go after this dude heavy, they will lock us out and we will have wasted our time. So I want to crack the top 8. Because then at that point, we can win any battles we want, right? Like, then it's not very hard. I feel like when it comes to 3 stars, if you go all in with 50 hours a week every week, you're going to win the battle. I don't see teams like Auburn or Georgia throwing around 50 hours for 3 stars. I just think they have better stuff to do. Here we go, guys. Halfway through recruiting, and at this point, my top goal is to start converting players, okay? Deontay Christmas, that's 1 3-star. I know he was a 3-star gem. And Zabian Brown has locked us out, guys. Despite my best efforts, we are not going to bring him back to our school. But Michael Hawkins, dude, the week 2 visit might have done something. It might have done something. Look at that lead. I think he's going to be our 4th and final elite player, guys, which means for the sake of duplication of efforts and saving some hours, I think we could take off the hours off Jalen Braxton. We will probably lose him to none other than Duke. And Michael Hawkins Jr. will join Matt Sampson and David Ragnow as 3 elite 4-star players that hopefully can come in day 1 and make an impact. But at this point, guys, come on, let's start converting some of these players to commits. I also did get a punter here. Oh, geez, I can't spend 50 hours to scout him. I just want to see his kick power. 93 kick power. Yeah, Mike Duckett. Let's do it. A good punter could change our team with some power, man. And I think we lost our punter to the draft as well, so we do need to fill that slot. I just feel bad. I spent like 70 hours just now scouting a punter. But all of these races look really good. So at this point, let's go to the recruiting stage and see like where can we double down on that's still pretty early in the process. All right, guys, fully allocated, 34 out of 35. We're gonna have 1 more week of recruiting for now. In the Pac-12, we have the 95th best class, middle of the pack, but that's because we only have 4 commits. I still think, even despite the recruiting restrictions that we have on how many elite players we can get, I think we could still pull in a top 50 class. That would be great. Enrique Gant is 1, and there he is, the future. I know we had some QB controversy. Darius Curry, Tyler Chambers, guys, Michael Hawkins, okay? I think he's going to come in the high 80s overall based off of his scouting. And if that's true, dude, it is a significant upgrade. So Jalen Braxton, we can remove, buddy. We have signed our allotment of elite players. Same for Charlie Collins. So long, sir. Mississippi State going after our guy here. Geez, we don't know any of his stuff. But if Mississippi State is going after him, we will bump him up to the glorious 50 set in the house. Nobody is going after Rashawn Gammon. Reddish, I feel good about. Braum, feel like can use 10 extra hours. Feel good here. I feel good here. We got to go all in on Duckett now at this point because we are not in first. As long as we finish this week in first, then I feel good about that punter. Geez, Tyree Reese. We need to go all in on here. Coach stability, playing style. Do we know the third? We don't. Hopefully we can hard sell this because we got a couple teams to jump. Okay, could be that. I hope it is because those are great grades. And it is perfect. That should be a very effective sell. If we have extra time to put him on a visit, we should. I don't think we'll have the time to do that, but everybody else looks really good, guys. I don't see any of these teams jumping in and stealing our guys at the last minute. Oh, except for Caleb Jackson. Well, with how much progress ASU made there, I think they're going to get him. So let's take the 15 hours back and see if we can land somebody with these remaining 30 hours. At this point, guys, look at this. Are we top 3 in any 3 stars? That's what I want to see. Are we top 3 in any 3 stars that don't have offers? And would you look at that? We're top 3 in quite a bit. So we could still bring in some guys. Also, look at that. Our tackle and guard threshold jumped so high. Now we need 7 tackles. I don't know what happened. Same with outside linebackers. All of a sudden we need 6 outside linebackers. I don't think that number's right. But at this point, guys, if we just finish in first for some of these guys, we should be good. I don't want to get just corners. How about the regular prospect list? Are there any 3 stars that we are first in, or I guess top 3, that don't have any offers? Ideally a linebacker. This guy's a power rusher. A lot of corners, guys. A lot of corners. All right, 30 hours, and we're going to save it for the guys that need scholarships. Will we be able to land any of these guys? That's the big question. I feel like if we have 30 hours, giving them offers is going to take 20. So I'm going to use the remaining 10 on that Javon Bailey guy because we sit in second. I'm hoping the offers there could be enough. Maybe we take a little bit more hours off somebody else. I know we're getting greedy at this point, but I still think that we're at the part of this where we need to just continue to bring in talent. Like, I don't think it's enough to simply get our guys. Like, I do want to try and get some talent into the door here. So Dion Wolf will go 15 there. Bailey will actually switch this and go 25. Hopefully that's enough to jump Georgia, who I don't think is going to get involved here. Clay Brooks could use 10. Actually, he could use 15 and Bagley can use 10. All right, guys, there it is. That's all that we're going to do. We currently sit at 64th, which is the best in the conference, but will we stay outside the top 50? That's the big question, guys. Hopefully, if things go right, we're going to have a ton of talent walking through the door right now. You may have noticed too, a lot of tight end and fullback talent. We may become more of a power running team while our elite 4-star receivers continue to develop. We did get that punter, Mike Duckett. Let's go. Here we go, guys. I think we might have landed everybody. Welcome to National Signing Day. Let's see who we landed. If I go by interest status, we went 35 for 35. This class is going to be huge. Let's look at some dev traits. Joe Marciano. We probably already saw this during early signing day, but he's an impact player. Michael Hawkins Jr. is an impact player. Sampson is an impact player, and Ragnow is a star. Impact, star. I have been doing some data collection, guys, on 3 stars too. It looks like impact is above average for 3 stars. So if you see a 3-star impact, you should treat it as a good thing. But look at Jaquan Cormier, dude, a star fullback we have never had before. We're gonna have to figure out how to use fullbacks effectively because we have a second one, Kevin Schuning, and a star right guard. That is exciting. Where do we sit? Also, holy 8 5-stars for Ohio State. 2 of them are quarterbacks. Where do we sit? 25th. We could still land a top 25 class even after all those recruiting restrictions that you all placed on me. Let's go. All right, guys, position change time. Did we have any athletes is the big question here. We had one, Rashawn Gammon, but he's a power rusher, so he's probably playing D-end. Yeah, we'll put him over at left edge. And Hawkins is only an 81. Wow, I thought he was going to be a lot better than he is. Guys, depending on development, we might have just pulled in Hawkins for nothing. Justin Marshall, so glad to have him back. Look at that career health bar though, man. We have to keep him healthy this year. It's going to be all about load management. Luckily, Alton Roth should be a very helpful backfield threat, and then Dupree can help with some of the ground and pound stuff. Maher and Barmore return. Levon Brown returns. David Ragnow returns. He did redshirt. Oh, wait, no. I'm sorry. I'm getting Swope and Ragnow confused. Ragnow and Sampson are new. Swope redshirted. Now, we have 4 senior tight ends at this point. Anaya, and then a pair of transfers. Awan Art. Holy cow. Guys, let me just read that name for a second. Arakadera. Dude, Awan Arakadera. What a name. Elijah Walton, and then Muau was already there. So we could probably move one of these fullbacks to tight end, and they would probably be pretty good if we could see their route running. Is anybody have like decent route running? I guess none of them do. Schuning with his star dev trait. Oh, geez. No, he wouldn't be very good. Okay, that's fine. We'll leave him at fullback. Uber Ojongo, who was playing a lot of like fullback for us, is probably going to be our starting left tackle. I don't think there's any position changes that we need to do. Payne Williams will return. And here at punter, there's Mike Duckett, dude, the freshman, already better than Malachi Peppers. I didn't realize I got somebody last year. Dang it, dude. Peppers is going to get booted. We probably need a kicker at some point to replace Payne Williams. But 93 kick power, man, that's pretty good. Do we have speed anywhere, guys? Javon Bailey, the zone corner that we got to transfer, and Charles Bagley are the 2 fastest players. Wow. Justin Marshall up there, though. Hey, Mr. Long has upgraded his dev trait to impact. Dude, I didn't even know that was a thing. D. Phelps has upgraded his dev trait to impact. I genuinely did not know that dev traits could be upgraded. Ferguson upgraded. All right, guys. Well, here for training, since we're doing manual progression, I do have to go through every single one of these players. If there's anybody in particular, I will be sure to point it out. Other than that, I'll just tell you conceptually what I'm doing. Now, I will show you this right here because we have 34 for Hawkins and 50 for Chambers, guys. Chambers might end up at a higher overall than Hawkins. What does his skill caps look like? Oh my goodness, he's pretty much capped out. Oh man, we can make him more accurate, but not much else. 14. Can we make him quicker? Dude, we can make him even faster. Wow. 82 overall for Hawkins now. How about Tyler Chambers, man? If we look at his ratings, he's pretty much capped out. That's kind of what we figured after looking last year, man. I mean, we literally cannot progress him any more than what he has right now. We could go IQ a little bit, but after that, his skill points mean nothing, dude. This is as good as Tyler Chambers will be. He will be a 79 overall player. Unfortunately, that means he's probably not going to be the starter. He will probably occasionally maybe be a gadget guy or something like that. Unfortunately, I could say the same for Darius Curry, man. He's just not going to find himself on the field at 77 overall with those skill caps. Justin Marshall returning for his senior year with 33 skill points, and with how good he is at everything, guys, I think we should just help him continue to be more explosive. Actually, can we touch anything about injury on here, guys? Because, well, I guess 90 is not too bad. So it's just going to be a wear and tear thing. But 96 speed, he is so fast. That's incredible that we got him up there. And Alton Roth, dude, his star dev trait gives him 59 skill points. I do want to show you him. Remember, he's a 4-star from our original class. He is now as fast as he can be. So he's never going to be the fastest. But what I want this guy to be is I want him to be the ultimate third down back, okay? I want him to be a killer route runner with good hands, especially since Justin Marshall probably can't just sit on the field as much as we had him doing last year. I like this already, dude. He's already up to 78 overall. 80 overall, Alton Roth, dude. And he's going to be a great pass catching backup option. Star dev trait. It's unfortunate he's never going to get faster, but we can make him fantastic at pretty much everything else. Dude, CJ Blocker. Remember, he went and played safety all year last year. That got him 60 skill points for his senior year, but he is capped out. No, you gotta be kidding me, man. That is so unfortunate and so annoying when you have a guy with 60 skill points and that's what happens. Luckily, if he's going to be playing safety again, guys, we should be able to upgrade his run stopping quite a bit, and this will help him a lot as a safety. His overall as a corner right now might not jump up, but if he does go and start at safety again this year, he will be a much stronger tackler. In fact, dude, with that pursuit rating, he might be able to go play linebacker if you actually look at it. I mean, this guy might be able to go play linebacker. 97 jumping is insane. You know what I want to show you guys? I want to show you our two receivers, actually. Jaleel Barmore and Swope, 57 and 54 skill points respectively. That's who you want to see, okay? Barmore had a great freshman year as a true freshman, and he's going to start by getting faster. And from there, man, I think, if I recall correctly, Swope has an unlimited skill cap on speed. So if Swope is going to be the speedster, then I want Barmore to be the guy that can just get open and catch the football. So we will try to improve his catching a little bit here, but I'm more concerned about route running for him. 98 medium route running. Dude, he's going to toast people. He's now at 99 medium route running. That is perfect. I mean, he is going to be a problem, Jaleel Barmore, in his sophomore year, guys. Great catching, great route running. Now, as far as Tyrone Swope goes, man, I think that his quickness, we should just send it and get him all the way up to being a pure speed demon. Since he's a freshman, because he redshirted last year, I do think that that's worth the investment. He'll get a little bit of playing time this year. He's not going to be on the same trajectory as Barmore, who is already the best receiver on the roster as a sophomore. Also, Alexander Claybrooks, you guys might not remember him. He's a true sophomore. He was a 3-star recruit in our original class. He's got 62 points to spend as a safety, so his pass coverage is going to go up. This might make CJ Blocker actually not stay on the field nearly as much. I'm going to double upgrade his speed, actually. You know what? Let's triple upgrade his speed. And I know we have a lot less points to work with, but he's going to be really fast now. He's going to play good zone coverage. I don't know where he's going to fit on the field, but Alexander Claybrooks is going to be somebody to watch here as a true sophomore. And Chris Wakoma, dude, he's a transfer. He might go play linebacker. Really, I really think he might go play some linebacker with his speed and with him being a good safety. I said we like to move our safeties to linebacker. He might go line up and play linebacker with this pass coverage rating, 82, and his quickness and his 95 pursuit. He might be a killer linebacker. Because if you look, our linebackers suck. 65, 72, and 70. How about Lionel Yeast, the Yeasty boy, the true sophomore with 68 skill points to spend? He was in our class last year, and remember, he was just a total last second addition. And remember, he started like 65 overall here when we started doing this. We are going to go crazy on his run and pass blocking. I don't know if he's even going to play center. He might go play elsewhere, guys, because he's going to be just such a good blocker. 73 overall for the Yeasty boy. All right, guys, conceptually, I'm going to go through. I'm going to make sure that our offensive linemen can block, pass, and run well. Our defensive linemen can rush the passer well. We want our linebackers to be fast and play good zone coverage, and we want our corners to play zone coverage and man coverage and not care about stopping the run. Also, guys, for the first time, we are creating fully custom conferences, okay? I put a poll out to let you all decide because I want you all to play a serious role in this rebuild, and I said, hey, what do we want to do? Is Colorado State staying in the Pac-12? Are we rebuilding the Pac-12? Are we leaving the Pac-12? Or are we fully rebuilding all of college football? This is my best attempt at it, guys, starting with the SEC here. As you can see, no more Texas, no more Oklahoma, okay? These 12, I think this is the 12 before all of the conference realignment stuff. I know that some of the newcomers or teams that like maybe fit elsewhere, like South Carolina, maybe they're an ACC school, maybe Vanderbilt is out of the SEC due to being a joke, but I think I'm happy with this. The goal is to have 7 somewhat competitive conferences. So let me show you where we will be playing the new and improved Pac-12. That's right, we got UCLA and USC back. We brought back Washington, we brought back Utah, we brought back Oregon, we brought back Arizona and ASU, and then we have us two right here. I'm not a Pac-12 expert, but I feel like this was very similar to what it was pre-conference realignment, so should be familiar. We still get Washington State back. We get UCLA, USC. We get Oregon and Oregon State. We get Arizona State and Arizona. We get our rivalry back against Colorado. And the Mountain West is now a little bit of a new look area as well. Cal is not coming back to the Pac-12, okay? I do not give them respect yet. They need to earn it. They're going to earn it with their other West Coast counterparts, teams like SDSU. I will say Kansas is in the Mountain West, which is probably the one of all these teams that maybe doesn't fit in here. But the reason why Kansas is in the Mountain West and no longer in the Big 12 is so that the Big 12 can be 12, okay? We have SMU in here. We brought in Texas A&M and Texas and Oklahoma, okay? This to me is like heart of, you know, I'm not the best with geography, so I'm trying to picture a map, but like Texas and Texas adjacent, you know, like not necessarily the deep south, but more like the Midwest. No, isn't the Midwest like up like Ohio State? Never mind, but you know what I mean. We're getting a lot of Texas schools in here. I love having Texas Tech, A&M, and UT Austin in here. Not UT, because UT, as you know, is the Tennessee Volunteers. And to anybody that disagrees, let me just say, this school existed before Texas was a state. As somebody that went here, let me just say, currently in real life on the conference schedules, when it says UT, per the official SEC guidance, it is this school that existed before Texas was a state. Now, the American is pretty interesting to me. We brought in a lot of like mid-Atlantic schools that really didn't fit in other conferences, in my humble opinion. Maryland and Rutgers, I just don't think they need to be in the Big Ten. We brought in Virginia Tech from the ACC. I think we brought in Virginia, or maybe Virginia was already here. But I like this region, right? You know, these are probably a little bit better academically schools. None of them are super strong. It should be a half decent conference. I'll be interested to see if they could sneak a playoff bid. You know, if one of these schools really just runs them over, like let's look at some of the overalls. I mean, Pitt might be able to run through this conference with today's overalls. Maybe Maryland is all of a sudden a relevant school now. The ACC is fun. I think East Carolina is probably one of the only schools that really stands out, but look at this. I know this might be controversial, but I wanted to get to 12 schools, and one way to do it was to bring Notre Dame into the ACC officially. So now we will have Clemson, Notre Dame, FSU, Miami, all in the same conference, which should be a blast. And then of course Duke, 77 overall, yet somehow just absolutely ridiculous in this game. That is not surprising. The Big Ten, back to 12 teams. Ohio State in here, Michigan in here, Nebraska in here. And I'm pretty satisfied with this. Again, I almost took Northwestern out. I was very close. I put them back in at the last second. At first, I didn't think they were worthy. I will say, guys, I am not very smart about the CUSA. I'm not very smart about the MAC. A little bit of action, even though we played at Ball State for a while last year. And I'm not very smart about the Sun Belt. So some of these teams that kind of got shaken up through the mix might be in the wrong of the remaining 3 smaller conferences. Maybe Sun Belt teams need to be over in the MAC, or maybe some of these need to be in CUSA. Also, I'm sorry, Army, one independent school. I didn't know where to put them. If you guys have thoughts on where Army should go, let me know. But I'm happy with this, okay? The Big 12 is back. The Big 10 isn't ridiculously overinflated and like, I would say pudgy, full of these West Coast schools like Oregon and UCLA. It doesn't feel right. ACC, I would argue, is back, especially getting Notre Dame as a part of their conference. That should be very smart. Pac-12, I would say, is back. All of a sudden, we have ranked teams. Utah, USC, Oregon, UCLA. I mean, this is a good conference. The SEC is the SEC, okay? Anywhere you have Alabama and Georgia in the same conference, they're going to be just fine. There's Florida right there, coming off a perfect 16-0 season. I didn't realize they went 16-0. So I have no concerns about the SEC. And I think the Mountain West could be interesting. You know, the Mountain West and the American could be very interesting as conferences number 6 and 7. Maybe one of them steals a bid from a Power 5 school. It'll be very interesting to see. And dang, guys, we are up to 82 overall. Also, Jaleel Barmore having a high risk of transferring already in week 0 makes me very scared. Because if you look, pro potential was his deal breaker. And if we go to wide receivers, I don't remember what he is. Let's just assume he's an elusive route runner. If we go to pro potential and we go to wide receivers, we've had 1 4th through 7th round draft pick in the last 4 years. We are not going to suddenly raise that, right? We're not going to raise that overnight. So Barmore having pro potential, that makes me so nervous, dude, because he's going to be so good. We have to do everything we can to keep him here. I just don't know how. Now, to wrap up this video, guys, I am going to show you some players that I'm very excited about now that we've made our cuts, now that our team is finalized. Obviously, Michael Hawkins Jr. is going to be the guy. We have Chambers and Curry both relegated to the backup positions now. And unless something crazy with Hawkins, I expect him to dominate there. Our running back room is going to be awesome, okay? Justin Marshall now has 96 speed and 97 acceleration. Those halfback wheel routes all of a sudden are a real possibility. Getting him out wide and having him go vertical is a real possibility. We need to be careful of his career wear and tear, and we know his season wear and tear runs down a lot. So we need to be quicker with subbing him out, and we're going to use Alton Roth and Jalen Dupree heavily, especially Alton Roth on 3rd down, okay? I know he only has 84 speed, but look at this. His short route running is 85, guys. That is insane for a running back. If we go to wide receiver and we look at wide receiver short route running, I mean, he would be, you know, the 4th best receiver, which is nuts. At fullback, none of these guys are starting quality yet. I think they will all likely redshirt, but they're very interesting to me. A star dev trait, impact dev trait, and star dev trait for Jaquan Cormier. Playing style, and conference prestige. I am hoping that these guys will stick around and develop. Maybe next year we will have a very dominant fullback attack, but for wide receiver guys, this is insane. Also, this is very scary, pro potential. I don't know how to get that up. I don't know how to get guys drafted at the receiver position, man, because we're just not gonna have anybody high overall enough to get him to stay, which absolutely sucks because he's going to be so good this year. 90 speed, but look at this. 99 medium route running, 92, 95 short route running. I mean, he is going to be absolutely fantastic. I cannot wait to throw so many post routes to Jaleel Barmore. Mason Ferguson, with his impact dev trait, the transfer speedster. He's a little bit faster, but he's a solid number 2. 95 medium route running, 91 short route running. He should be fun. Levon Brown, I will say, in his senior campaign is going to be uber consistent. How do I know? Because of 96 catching, and 99 short route running. This guy on a slant is going to be money. And speaking of money, Tommy Maher returns for his senior campaign, 99 catching, 83 catch in traffic. And his route running is okay, but this guy, I just trust over the middle. I trust on crow routes. If Maher is sitting there open, I expect him to catch that football. Tyrone Swope, again, is going to be sitting, and our two gems, David Ragnow with the star dev trait and Matt Sampson with impact dev trait, are probably going to redshirt. I think we are actually good on receiver, and hopefully they don't progress too much. Tight end is going to be very interesting, okay? Awan Arikadera, I think, let me know if I'm pronouncing it wrong, is a pure blocker. If you look at his speed, he's a lot slower than these guys. And if you look at his route running, 58, 54, 39, it's not good. But his pass blocking is really good. His run blocking is really good. So when Arikadera is in, he needs to be used as a blocker. Meanwhile, when Walton is in, this guy is a vertical threat, okay? 84 speed, 87 acceleration. He's a lot faster. His route running, best of any tight end, right? 82, 76, 73. That's even better than Muau, who's 80, 80, and 71. He's not the best pass blocker, and that's okay. He also has 97 stamina, which is the highest by far, and really good catching. So expect to see Elijah Walton on more of the passing downs. As far as our offensive line, Ajungo is now a starter. Courtney, probably a starter. The Yeasty boy probably isn't going to play as a starter. We'll probably move somebody else. Schnapp is probably a starter. And Rashid Jackson. 80 overall, I like, guys. Our edge rushers are not going to be those guys. We're probably going to move linebackers down, but there's some really interesting players. This guy, Gene Barnes, I think, dude, I need to show you this guy. 99 zone coverage is insane, from Brooklyn too, so you know that he's going to play tough. But 73 overall is a little concerning, but his speed is good. 82, 86. Change of direction is okay. Play recognition is the best of any Mike right now. I'm a little tempted to throw him out there as a weak side linebacker that we don't use her and let him go crazy. Trent Jones is probably a better user. Richard Valles with 92 speed and acceleration. I think we converted him from another position during his redshirt year. Isn't going to be on the field much, I don't expect. But a lot of these guys are probably going to get replaced by some of our secondary, okay? Dylan Phelps, who was corner number 5, I think, and went and started at safety for us last year, is now all of a sudden the best pure corner, which will be interesting. Jason Gadosh, who we got last year, he redshirted, and now he sits here with the highest man coverage rating and 99 change of direction. I know he's not the fastest, but I expect him to play on the outside, okay? We want him to play on the outside because we man up the backside so often. And alongside him is either going to be Phelps, maybe Marvin Sisk. I don't think it'll be Bailey because of 77 man coverage. 86 is intriguing, especially with another 99 change of direction. So maybe Sisk plays on the outside and then Phelps or Bailey will play in the slot. Bailey with 94 speed and 97 acceleration is very interesting. But also Dylan Phelps, dude, is built like such a linebacker. Same thing with CJ Blocker. We might go and see what they would look like at linebacker, because let me show you actually, and maybe this is easier to show on the depth chart. Let me show you our safeties. Some of these safeties are going to be insane linebackers. In fact, let's go to the mic right now. Oh shoot, position changes, Max. We might have to sub them in ourselves. Dang it. I'll see, because I think, you know, user generated players, we could do position changes anytime. I don't know if you could do NIL people whenever. But let me show you some of these guys, okay? If we just go to all players, actually, let's go to all players and let's look at pursuit. I think pursuit is a pretty good, you know, Mike linebacker thing to check on, right? Who's got 95 pursuit? Well, it's Chris Wakoma, the junior 83 overall strong safety. Look at his stats. 85 speed, great for a middle linebacker. 85 play recognition, 77 tackle, 82 hit power. Yes, he's not going to shed a lot, but with 95 pursuit and pretty good zone coverage, I think that this guy could be a really good Mike linebacker. In fact, can we just change him now? What are we allowed to change with Wakoma? Because he's real, so we're gonna have to manually put him in as Mike, which is okay. That's okay. In fact, if we go, you know what I could show? If I show the sub linebacker position, I think our safeties will show up. And you know, when we run the nickel, the sub linebackers come in. So we should be able to see, there's Wakoma right there. Here's Quentin Reddish, the senior. He's a little bit faster, slightly lower play recognition, but just as powerful of a player, slightly lower pursuit, but better man, a little bit worse zone. He is another box specialist that could be playing on the inside. And finally, Charles Bagley, dude, he's fully capped out, which is why he has 29 skill points remaining, 93 speed, 96 acceleration. I think he might be fun to have on the field at middle linebacker just because he's so fast that if I user the guy, he could be great. But dude, look at that 99 zone coverage. It's interesting. When you go sub linebacker, all of a sudden, Gene Barnes is up there. So we might see a lot more Gene Barnes. Also, Alexander Claybrooks. Guys, 91 speed here, 85 zone coverage. I mean, with these two guys on the field, Claybrooks and Barnes, and maybe you put in Bagley at times. That's not even counting the other guys down there that I was showing you earlier. I mean, our linebackers are going to be so fast and so good at zone coverage. Phelps in the slot could be interesting. I guess that makes sense. We'll put the other guy that's half decent at man-to-man, Marvin Sisk, at number 2 corner-wise. And our gadget guy is going to be Justin Marshall. That's fair. With that speed this year, man, he's going to be elite. But all right, that's awesome, man. I appreciate you all for watching. I can't set up my board yet because we don't know how many elite players we're allowed to have. I'm going to put the poll out right after I post the Houston game, the bowl game that we played in last year. I'll let y'all decide how many elite players we can have, and then we will set up our board. But guys, we're ranked starting this in the preseason. We have a killer schedule. I mean, I'll go in and adjust our non-conference stuff, but if you just look at this, guys, Oregon late in the year, USC, Utah, Arizona early. This is gonna be fun. Arizona is especially fun because we have played them twice in a row now. I can't wait to get us started, man. I will see you here in game number 1 in a couple days. Thanks for watching. I'll see you then. Peace out.